Hi, welcome to Home Cooking Coach, and today we're going to make a classic Sunday roast lamb. I mean, what's better than a nice roast lamb for a weekend? So let's begin. So what we need to do is start off with some aluminium foil sheets. We're just going to pull out 4, and then we will wrap our potatoes in them. We have our oven already preheated at about 180 degrees, and once we tightly foiled these potatoes, we pop them in. It'll take about an hour. You'll be able to test whether they're ready or not by sticking a skewer in or a little thin knife to make sure it's soft all the way through. So now we have our foil. Let's begin on preparing the meat. So what I have is about 2 kilos of leg of lamb with a bone on. I find it tastes a little bit better with a bone on. And I create a marinade or a flavouring that goes around it. I mean, there's so many things you can do with this kind of marinade and what spices you can add to this. So this is the one that I put together only because this is what I've got in the house at the moment. You don't need to rush out to the shops to get anything special. Just grab the different herbs and spices that you really like and yeah, use your instincts and see how you go. These are the things I've done. You can also add rosemary or find things that's in your herb garden if you have one. But yeah, just let your imagination and your instincts see how you go. If you like the taste of it, it'll most likely go well with a lamb. So now we ended up with some garlic, crushed garlic, and some cracked pepper. I like to add some lemon zest to it. Seems to add a nice little zesty flavour to it. I also have some Moroccan spice. And once we've done all of that, we soak it all in a nice oil. Mix it through and let it sit. Now, to make a base for the lamb, you can use just a wire rack, but I like to create a bit of vegetables to put underneath it. So that way when you're roasting it, the meat contacting the pan on the bottom doesn't end up sticking and burning. And also when you have these vegetables on the bottom, you kind of have a nice stock or a bit of juice on the bottom that you can use to either make a gravy or you can just pour it over your roast. You can also use celery, carrots, all sorts of kind of vegetables to do. So what I'm doing now is adding the spice mix that we created a moment ago. I use half of it, I rub it in the bottom, and then we flip it over, and then we generously rub through the rest. Like I said, on the bottom of it you can use carrots, you can use celery, just let your imagination go wild. But garlic's good. I've seen some people, and what they do is they get cloves of garlic and they make little slits into the meat and shove it in those little slits, but I like to keep my meat kind of whole. It's up to you. I add some more salt to it, and then I roast it for 110 degrees Celsius for about 45 minutes, and then I take the temperature down to 170 to a medium temp for a further hour, depending on the size of your meat and how cold it was when you brought it out of the fridge. So now we get the vegetables ready. Today we're going to serve it with some corn, and I got some peas as well to go with the baked potatoes. The corn is cooking, and after about an hour or two, the roast is off and ready. Be sure to allow it to rest. It's very important that you let the meat rest for a good 20-30 minutes, so that way the juices can be reabsorbed. So now we got the potatoes out. I cut them in half, and then you can squeeze each one out with a tea towel because they're really hot, and you make this kind of like a floret. I'll just put cheese and a bit of butter on these ones, but you can use sour cream, you can use mozzarella cheese, you can use any kind of cheese that you like. So after resting the meat, we start carving our delicious lamb roast. See how, since it's been rested, there isn't as much juice coming out of it. We'll speed this up a bit because it takes a little time to do. And now we're just plating up our roast lamb. I suggest serving this with a nice light red wine like a Pinot Noir, or a mixed, or a strong Chardonnay, or a strong white like a Chardonnay, or something that's dry. And I put in the sauce, and Bob's your uncle. If you like this clip and you want to see more, if you got any questions that you want to ask me, then come and join us on homecookingcoach.com.au and I'll be happy to answer some questions. Take care and have fun.